So this is the last one.
Yeah,
Kieran, first, thank you. Thank you for your time this month. In
thank you.
between in between all of your interviews and Jamie, stop.
Is that the new baby?
Yeah. So we decided earlier today that she's gonna get the blue room.
Nice.
Jamie, come here. Hey. She's still we're trying to figure out what her personality is, but
Mhm. Oh my goodness.
she's a snuggly little one. Um except for she look at that.
Oh,
Oh, can you
yeah, I can see. Yikes, that's bad.
bro, she fucked my shit up. And I felt how sharp she was, so it was as I was going to trim her, she fucking got me.
Ooh.
Um but yeah, so I just want to say thank you. But yeah, so that's Jamie, shut up. um and I wanted to Oh, what do we got? What do we got?
Today we got Upper Ham Brewery. It's a fruit beer. It's blueberry flavored. It's a blueberry beer called Trail Treats.
Ooh.
Actually, really delicious. I really enjoyed it. I've had a couple around a bonfire, um, and fantastic. Like not too sweet. Um,
Is it a blueberry ale you said?
yeah, it's a blueberry ale.
I'm trying to think. Have I had any blueberry ales? I don't know. Um, Here we got a Liquid Death. I wanted to crack a beer, but all I have is Summer Shandy and Molson, and I was like, that doesn't feel like what I want to drink right now.
Right.
So I snagged one of my. I'm stashing these armless Palmers because apparently Liquid Death is getting sued, so they have to change the name of this flavor, and
Uh,
I think they're calling it Dead Billionaire. So I was like, I wanted to grab a couple of cans. So
David can.
here's to just kicking it.
Taking it.
Jamie, stop. That's so refreshing. Um, so you brewed today.
I did.
What batch is this?
This is batch number 4. I only made 4 batches this probably not gonna make another batch this calendar year, so only 4 batches this year.
How
Um,
how often or like how long is the process? Because I know you said you were doing this today, but
it takes
like
pretty much all the batches that I've done so far take exactly 4 weeks. Um, I guess hypothetically though, because it's you brew days today took like 4 hours, and then
getting your
has to
mash
ferment for
getting your
2 weeks.
mash together.
Get my mash together. And I only do one fermentation step because that's all the kind of equipment I have right now, and that takes 2 weeks. And I can wait a little bit longer, but I usually like to do it right around 2 weeks. And then I bottle.
Mm-hmm.
So once I bottle, I could wait 2 more weeks for it to be done, but I guess hypothetically at that point I could like wash, and the equipment's ready for another batch pretty much right after 2 weeks. But my apartment is too warm. I might have mentioned this before. My apartment's too warm, so I can't do it in the summer. And
And
I
how
kind of got busy, so I only did 4.
and I forgot how much do you get out of it? You get not a six.
It's a gallon, but there's like some impurities that kind of fall to the bottom by the end of fermenting. So I really only get like 9 or 10 bottles of beer out of it. Yeah. Once I move, I'm gonna upgrade to like a 5 gallon rig. I just don't have the space for it right now, but once the 5 gallon rig comes, it's like only a little bit more work, maybe more than a little bit more work, but it's like not a ton more work, and you get 5 times and like that's like enough to like bring to a party and like,
Yeah.
oh,
That's enough to be like, yo, I
yeah.
made this.
Right, exactly. I mean, I guess I could like bring a 6 pack at least to something. It would be fun, but yeah, if I have like come up with like 30 beers, it's like I can actually like feel like I can enjoy a beer for unlike it's like it's like a nighttime.
Yeah, otherwise where it's like if you bring six, it's like some people are gonna try them. Like you want to have enough to where like you can like just drink it, not think about it. Drink, not think.
Exactly.
Actually, maybe not a. That's probably a bad slogan.
I was gonna say, is that some kind of slogan? I feel like that's not good for the healthcare work.
That's okay. This show is marked not for kids on YouTube. What kind of beer did you brew today? Wait, is this still the kit that? Ooh, you know, I meant to look into the difference between a hazy IPA and a New England.
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, even better, because I was thinking about this. Since it took me so long to edit the last episode, I was like, oh, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
But so what's the difference?
They're the same thing.
What?
So the distinction is like
it's
hazy,
probably the hops.
It's the type of hops you use. That's exactly what hazy and New England are one type. And then there's West Coast IPA, and that just like realistically is just West Coast
hops.
And then the thing I thought was sillier was the double and triple IPA. I was thinking they'd like double the amount of hops or something. It's just a higher alcohol content. That's all it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What the? Okay.
Yeah.
Anticlimactic.
New baby.
I know, like, so my week has just gotten completely thrown off since we got back. I was like, I have not centered myself. I haven't brought myself back to. I'm still in holiday mode. It still feels so weird, and then getting jammy has felt. Did I tell you, or was I telling Tony about the process of getting her?
You told me today on the phone.
Oh my god.
That sounds terrible.
I'm like still just like a little annoyed about it, but I'm like, she's so cute.
If you go to Indiana, it feels like a swear word.
Bro, like hour and a half we had to go to Indiana. I was so mad. I was like, and we literally just got back. Like
No,
we just went through the Skyway and we just came back again. Anyways, so I'm still feeling fuck all of that limoncello underneath. I'm feeling off, and I had a doctor's appointment today. I've been feeling real grown lately, especially after our conversation. And I feel like that just happened, but that was like, well, yeah, I guess Thanksgiving.
Where'd you go?
Yeah. Oh my God, it was a whole week.
Yeah.
Hey, about a week ago. Jamie, about a week ago.
Is Bobby's out of prison, right?
What? No, Bobby Schmidt. No, Bobby Schmidt is out.
Yeah, he got out. Has he been making content?
I don't know. I think he did. I fell off on Bobby Schmidt. I do go back and listen to. I don't even know the song where he throws his hat. Can't think of it. I just remember that.
Yeah. I don't think we're allowed to say the title of that song, so.
Where are you at on the X-Men comic?
I've been grinding. I finished. All I have to do on the last book is read the supplement.
The like actual comic, or like the.
I'm gonna do that tonight. But I've been honestly, I want to talk about the movies because I've been really.
Yeah, you just recently watched Days of Future Past.
I watched Days of Future Past, and I watched the first like 20 minutes of Apocalypse today. Which I know probably not good practice to not watch a movie in one sitting, but I've kind of like hopping in and doing it when I can. And
I was gonna say, I don't know how you do that. Maybe that's just like my mental illness. I have to sit and I have to watch it all the way through. Renee can do that too, like where she's like, I could stop whenever.
Yeah, I know it's bad behavior because that's like not the way the film is made, but
yeah,
it's kind of why I like TV more in general because I can.
Because it's shorter bursts.
I can like sit down and like feel like I can finish it. Like I finished up work today, and then I wanted to sit down and have a meal, and I like watched a half hour of the movie or whatever it was while I had my food. But then I was like, okay, I got other things I need to do. So
Yeah, see, I think that's why I can't get myself to jump into movies because I'm like, I gotta watch it all right now. But like, you really don't. I don't know. It just feels weird. Like, okay, so like, where did you leave off for Apocalypse?
It's honestly early. They are. Ooh, I can't even,
Apocalypse, played by Oscar Isaac, aka Moon Knight.
Ooh, double Egyptian situation character. I think there's a through line in the MCU.
No idea.
Maybe. I
Maybe.
mean, it's different universes, so.
I saw something the other day. It's like, oh, people think that Marvel is complicated now. Like, there's not even Fantastic Four, none of the X-Men, fucking no, like barely any cosmic people. So yeah, I mean, there is a possibility of a through line. I wonder if they're gonna, because isn't that so in Apocalypse is Beast played by Kelsey Grammer in the movie that you're watching? Is Beast in it?
I have not seen adult or like older Beast yet.
Oh, so it's just by. Oh, it's first class Beast.
Yeah, like I can't. We should look up his name, but he
I'll look it up.
He plays. I don't know if you've ever seen the show The Great. It's about Catherine the Great and Queen of Russia. It's a comedy. It's on Hulu. So good. I haven't watched the new season yet, but I really enjoy it. He plays the king in that show. It's like a historical comedy. It's kind of funny.
Nicholas Hoult.
Right.
Kind of looks like Sheldon Cooper. What else is he?
But The
Great, like you said, Warm Bodies. That's where I know him from. I never even saw that movie, but
what is that movie? Is that a zombie movie?
it's a zombie movie where a girl falls in love with a zombie, and he plays said zombie.
Each their own. But
Right?
I want to say I've like very much been falling in love with these characters, like the movie characters. I'm really invested in the storyline, and I think that, I mean, classic, like the first trilogy, all those characters are great, but this new, like I should know the name of the character who plays Dr. X or Professor X in the new.
I don't know his name,
but
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I think him and Magneto, they like play off each other so well, and
Michael Fassbender as Magneto. He's James McAvoy.
Yeah, James McAvoy. And Katniss Everdeen herself is also great. I think I remember her getting a lot of negative press about those movies, and so maybe not. I feel like I recall people thinking she didn't do great when the movies were coming out, but I like what she's. I like her work. I
have not. I don't remember the last.
Maybe I'm remembering.
No, I can't think of what the last Mystique character I saw, because I'm like, I only remember Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, but I'm trying to now I'm like, I don't remember which movies I've seen, because now I just feel like they're all part of one movie. Right. So like Apocalypse follows Days of Future Past, and then Days of Future Past comes after First Class. Yeah. Okay. And
there's the Wolverine is between those two movies.
Gotcha. I remember seeing the Wolverine, and I thought that one was badass.
Which I think implies that there's a lot of stuff, like maybe like none of the other rest of the first trilogy and Wolverine maybe don't exist because of the way that Days of Future Past happens.
Yeah, because there's like a time split, right? Or like a
so like Wolverine, spoiler alert for Days of Future Past, Wolverine goes back in time, and
that movie's like, it's got to be at least like 15 years old.
Hey, it's 2013. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Wolverine goes back in time, and basically Elliot Page is their power. I forgot Elliot Page is
not Kitty Pryde.
It is Kitty. Yeah.
Oh, it is Kitty.
Yeah.
Hey.
Isn't in the comics? Isn't Kitty's power magnetism? Because isn't Kitty Magneto's daughter?
No, that's Lorna.
Oh, you're right.
Lorna Dane. I can't remember what her Polaris.
Polaris. In Polaris, maybe not in the movies.
I don't think she's in the movies, but Kitty Pryde's power is to like go through stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and Kitty can go and can also push people back in time. I don't know. I just accepted that as what it is.
Yeah,
But
I'm not sure who that is.
But anyway, so Kitty Pryde was put Wolverine back in time, like back to 1973 or something like that, and he had to prevent.
Was it before the assassination?
He had to prevent Mystique from killing Peter Dinklage.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is like
fantastic. That felt like, and honestly, it wasn't on the same level as like the Avengers, but it did feel like we were bringing a ton of heroes together in a way that felt really exciting.
So that was one of the episodes that I watched the animated episode of, and that's where it's like, you can't kidnap me. I'm a senator, and I think Peter Dinklage plays the senator, but like, obviously not. Whatever from the 90s, right. Anyways. But so it felt like a team up.
Yeah, it did. It felt like he was like Wolverine was pushed back in this timeline. And he was getting Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy to try to work together and.
And this is this is Days of Future Past.
This is Days of Future Past. Yeah.
Okay.
I just was very invested in the whole thing. I think the characters work well together. There's a little bit of confusion about different characters. I think they like maybe break some rules. There's maybe not a whole bunch of supervision over everything, but as you said in the beginning, at our first podcast, that's kind of how X-Men work, and I've accepted it.
It's oh my gosh. Okay, before I lose the thought.
Yeah.
I made this note at the beginning of the month, and I want it. Wait, where is it? It's this note. So there's a podcast that I've been listening to, and it's called Cerebro, and it's this guy who just does a deep dive on all of the X-Men characters, and it's been so helpful to like hear this guy, because he goes through like the publication history, gives kind of like their arc, and so I made that note. I needed to tell you about Cerebro. And they're long fucking episodes. They're like an hour. Because I have to start at the beginning. So I started at like the first episode. First episode is like almost 2 hours. I'm like, jeez. But then I guess that just like goes to show you with how deep some of the characters are. And oh God, I love it. It's so confusing. And it's to me, I think like the X-Men is way more fun in that way, that you just have to be like, okay, I guess it like doesn't make sense, whatever, comic books, superhero, like space, or like the Phoenix, like with right. X-Men, like half of the, like from what I have gathered, half of the excuses for everything is like the Phoenix, and it's like somehow Jean's fault, but like it's not her fault because she couldn't. But
exactly.
It's crazy.
The biggest plot hole for me, and maybe you have an explanation for this, but is it First Class where Kevin Bacon's the villain?
Oh.
I think so. I think it's First Class. Kevin Bacon's the villain.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And to prevent Professor X from getting into his mind, he wears the helmet that becomes Magneto's helmet.
Yeah.
But the thing that bothers me is his first mutant interaction was with Magneto, who he knew could control metal. So why, and he knew Magneto was chasing after him, so why would he wear a helmet that was literally made of metal, that he could just crunch his, I mean, he didn't crunch his skull, but I feel like he could just crunch his skull at any point. That bothered me a lot. I don't know.
No,
I couldn't stop thinking about it the whole movie. I was like, just like squeeze him like a freaking grape, dude.
I think like I have such a hard time with superhero movies or like comic books for that exact same reason, where I'm like, well, like, because I guess once it gets later into like the history and Nightcrawler becomes like such a big part, like I've also been like kicking around like at the I think it was either the first or second episode of this where we were like, what mutant power would we want? And I keep coming back. I don't know if I like definitively said, but I definitely want Nightcrawler's power, because I'm just like, how many things could just be solved with Kurt jumping in, doing whatever needs to be done, and jumping out? I'm like, I feel like 90% of the things. So
when I'm thinking about character overlap, and sorry, I've just watched these movies, so it's fresh in my mind. So I'm sorry.
No, please.
There's a couple characters, like in the beginning of Apocalypse, it's Nightcrawler's origin story for that movie, where he's like in that fighting ring against, I assume, Angel's origin story as well. But and this is just like a guy with wings, and I think they call him Angel. But in the first X-Men movie in like 2000, no, the second X-Men movie in 2000, I forget what it's called.
You've like really been running through all the movies.
No, dude, it's been like a hell of a month.
You're fucking killing it.
I think it's the second. No, it's actually, I think it's the third movie, because it's when Jean is Phoenix. Stryker's son has angel wings, and so I feel like there's like multiple characters with angel wings. It's just like I'm willing to accept that there's maybe multiple people with that mutation, but the more blatant one is in the Fassbender Magneto series. In the first couple of movies, he had one of his henchmen is a red version of Nightcrawler. He like has a devil tail, and he's able to teleport.
What's his name? Azrael?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Oh, interesting. See,
he has the same powers, he's just red.
Okay, see, so I don't know, because now I'm like, I don't even know if I have seen the movies at this point, because I'm like, I don't remember any of this. But like in the comics, Azrael is and isn't like Kurt's dad, but he's also like a demon. And so one of the episodes of Cerebro that I listened to was Nightcrawler's episode, and it's so fucking confusing, because and I think especially with like characters like Nightcrawler in the comics, especially like with X-Men, it's a team dynamic. So you're not every character is getting their own, not fleshed out story, but like not everybody's getting their own book. So like even somebody like Nightcrawler's like origin story is so confusing through that, and it's just, so I don't even know who that guy is with who's Nightcrawler but red.
The timeline would work out that he's his dad, but like he also dies in the movies. I don't know. The comics there's more and more content in the comics than the movies, so
I don't know. See, I like, oh, I love it. What was your biggest like through all of the X-Men movies where you're just like, no, like where you fully could not suspend your disbelief?
The helmet was a big one for me. Something that bothered, I don't know if it was a disbelief suspension, but something that bothered me is there was a big in Days of Future Past, there's this big connection between Mystique and Xavier, where like you know how like they grew up together basically, and there's this whole idea that like Mystique is saying, oh, like you promised you'd never read my mind, and it's like there's no way this dude never read your mind, bro. like that's his power, and he like can't. Like, there's a whole thing where he can't shut the voices out until
that's what you were saying. Like you would never want that.
Yeah, there's no way that this dude didn't like know you were hungry or something at some point.
It's like here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that like I think they really tried to create some like emotional connection, and that I appreciate. And I think there's like a trust barrier of like not trying to invade someone's personal thoughts.
Yeah.
And I accepted that, but I just think the thought of like having that ability and also living with someone for your
the chances of it never happening without even him not trying, like.
Yeah, and also let us not forget the many times he's like looked for her through Cerebro. Like he's also obviously had to get into her mind for all of that. So whatever, it's fine.
Well, now I'm like, I guess like watching the cartoon, I was like, oh yeah, Professor X is cool. He's like helping all of these kids, and now I'm like, he was like recruiting child soldiers, kinda like.
Did you have a moment of disbelief that bothers you the most?
I feel like the one that's like coming to mind is like Iron Man 3, where he like only has part of his suit, and he like breaks into like the Mandarin's compound and he gets that guy's gun and he just starts popping dudes. I was like, okay, wait, why didn't he just? We're like at that point, maybe 10 MCU movies in. I'm like, is this the first dude who got shot in the head by an Avenger? I don't even necessarily think that's my biggest one, but that one is like popping out in my head.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I have been wanting to go back. I mean, I still have. I want to cover the X-Men content. I'm eventually going to go into Fantastic Four because.
I was gonna say, what's your moving forward?
So I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna finish the X-Men eventually, and with that, I'm gonna rewatch the Deadpool movies because it's been years, and I remember enjoying them so much. So I'm gonna watch them again.
So good.
And I have to admit, I haven't seen Across the Spider-Verse still.
Oh my god.
I've been really excited to. I put it on a couple times, and then it's always been like a little too late, and I always forget it's like a 2.5 hour movie.
It is not a short movie.
And so then I'm like, oh, I want to give this. That's a movie I want to watch in one sitting. So I've kind of just shut it off and haven't done it. So that movie I need to figure out soon. I need to watch.
I want to go back and rewatch the Venom movies because
I watched those in the last 6 months. I like those.
My cousin was talking shit. He's like, those movies aren't that good, and you know it's kind of agreed upon. I'm like, bro, fuck off. Venom was cool. They had an Eminem song in them.
Yeah. Speaking of M&M's, they made an M&M skin in Fortnite this week.
Oh my gosh, the Robin skin. Yo, are you still on that Fortnite grind?
A little bit.
Catching dubs, catching.
It's not. It's the OG season, so I have to go back to the old map.
Another win, another victory for the OG. How funny! Did you laugh the other day when I sent you that? Renee was sitting next to me. She's like, "What the fuck was that?" I was like, "Don't you remember? Don't you remember? It was a victory for the OGs."
And so anyway, I'm going back. I'm gonna finish X-Men. I'm gonna include the Deadpool movies in that. I'm doing that. I'm pushing that to the priority list because the Deadpool 3 is coming out in the spring.
Is it coming out in the spring? Did it finally?
Maybe July. Maybe they made it push it back to July, but it has a release date. I can't remember what it was. And then I want to finish. I'm almost done with the first season of Daredevil. I've been going so slow with that, even though I've really enjoyed it. I've just been going slow with it.
See, you're like, I don't understand how you're going through so many different, like, how you follow along with so many different shows. Can you, like, and are you reading a book right now, or are you just reading the comic?
I'm reading books.
Books? Multiple? Holy shit.
I'm going Doctor Strange mode. I got all my books around me.
Yo, that's Renee's power. She says that all the time. She's like, if there's one thing I could do, I would want to astral project like Doctor Strange. And literally she's like, just so I can read while I sleep. What's your reading comprehension like? Like, are you comprehending all of the books? Oh my god. Also, before you answer, your mom sent me the sweetest fucking message ever. And it was like, we'll talk about it off this, but like, love that lady. And at the very end, she signed it Kieran's mom. It was so funny.
I love her. That's hilarious. Okay, just to finish my thought. So
yes, sorry.
Track is eventually do Daredevil. I'm like putting that a little bit behind, although Daredevil is eventually going to come out, so I want to watch that. The things on the horizon, I'm planning on keeping up with. I feel like I'm at a good pace where I can keep up with the new content pretty well. I want to watch the Blade movies before Blade comes out. And
Bro.
Let me get through it, but then we can chat. And then I want to watch the Blade movie before Blade comes out, and then Fantastic Four is not coming out for at least another year and a half. So I'm gonna watch those movies, but I'm gonna push that to like next winter probably.
I haven't seen any of the Fantastic Four movies. So actually, I lie. I saw the one with Chris Evans, and I think there's been two. Like Michael B. Jordan's been fantastic. Human Torch. The Blade movies, bro. Let me know if you want to do this for when you watch the Blade movies. And with how many times it's been rebooted, you have so long. You at least got like another year and a half. Okay. Like not rebooted, but how many times they've like started and stopped the production. I actually don't even think they have a script for it. Marsha, last I heard on the Marvel subreddit was that Marsha Ali is rewriting the script, which is crazy. But if we never get another Blade movie, we got 3 beautiful ones.
Yeah, I respect it. If that's his baby, like make it good before we push it out. I feel like we've gotten some content we weren't happy with. So hey.
The 2 properties that I really, really, really hope that they handle right is Doctor Doom. Like, I hope that they push him way down the road. He doesn't come until the end of whatever, because I want them to like lay him out perfectly.
With the Fantastic Four, right? Like he's a Fantastic Four villain.
He's a main Fantastic Four villain. And then Blade, because I have all 3 Blades on DVD. So, I mean, if you need them, I got them. I think they're on Disney Plus. Are they on Disney Plus?
I don't know. I haven't looked yet, but
anyways, yeah, I'm finally caught up on all of my MCU stuff. I'm way behind on my Ryan Airy and Screen Crush videos. Or no, Screen Crush and Heavy Spoiler. I don't watch New Rockstar. Do you ever watch the New Rockstar guys?
Not really. I've maybe seen a couple of those videos. I've done a couple like preparing to go see a movie. If I haven't seen some of the content in a long time, I think I've watched their content. They're like good summaries, but I don't watch them too often.
And then Across the Spider-Verse, I have so many thoughts on. So whenever you get there and you want someone to geek out with, like, bro, I could talk.
That's the one. Sarah's been good. Sarah's gone to the theaters with me a couple times, but I want her to watch Across the Spider-Verse with me also. So that's also been kind of part of the delay.
I think that one is definitely worth seeing in theaters. Like Renee was like, I really enjoyed that one. And Renee doesn't really enjoy going to the theaters. Well, Kiera, we're about to get kicked off, and we could keep talking for days, for hours. Thank you again for hanging, especially like after your soccer game. Love you, bro.
I didn't even shower.
True love.
Love you. I'd love to be back at some point. Cheers. Enjoy the rest of your month, and happy December.
Thanks, bro. Same to you. Thankful for you. Thankful for the month.